Hello, team. Here we go again. Today's class is a conversational class about one of many people's favorite places, the beach. It was Lisa's first time at the beach. She was a natural. She played in the sand. She built sandcastles. She made some friends. She ran in the water. She just sat down on the chair and admired the blue. She was a natural. And beaches, they are a good topic for English practice because usually they're pretty memorable. Unless you live on the beach and go to the beach every day, it's usually pretty distinct in your memory the times when you go to the beach. So that is what we will be using for our English practice today. And we start off with a warm up. I love those stories. So that's the warm up. Tell us a story about a time you went to the beach. I heard a lot of stories about people getting lost at the beach when they were younger. It seems to be kind of a common trauma for many people. But it does not have to be a scary story. I like the happy ones. I like the fun ones. So if you have a story about the beach, that's how you start this class. Reminisce. Reminisce means to remember happily, to have good memories about something. Like when you see an old friend, oh yeah, remember that time that we did that? That is reminiscing. Some beach vocabulary here on the side, just in case you need some help with your story. And here we go. Objective 1, what can you do on the beach? This is a little challenge. I did this with all my students. You have 2 minutes to write down anything you can do on the beach. What's the idea here? I want you to find things you don't know how to say in English. You don't know how to say it, write it in Portuguese, look it up, or look at the bottom of the PDF. There's going to be a huge list of different activities you can do on the beach that my students recommended. But take 2 minutes, write down as many as you can, and then check. Next up, home is where the beach is. So everybody always, oh my God, I want to travel. I want to go to the beach. And then when you get there, oh, I would love to live here. And you're on vacation and you're trying to find out how much it would cost, how hard it would be to start working from like this guy right here, social clothes on the beach. So let's see what your routine would be like. What would your life be like if you lived on the beach? Who would you take to the beach? Would you go solo? Would you take your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, the kids, the dogs? Who would go with you? What would you do differently? Personally, I thought it was really cool seeing all those beach activities. I love stepping on the sand. Your fingers or your toes, they spread out. You can renew your chakra. So those activities that we do on the ground, on the grass even, it's a little bit different when you do them on the sand. So what would you do differently? How would you include the beach in your routine? What time would you wake up? Would you finally start waking up early like you've always planned? Would you eat differently? So that is number 2. Describe your routine if you lived on a beach. Pick the perfect beach first, of course. Now our conversation starters. We have a lot of good questions. How do you pick a beach? When was the first time you went to the beach that you remember? What do you put in your cooler when you go to the beach? This was a fun question. We had a lot of different answers. For me, I think the perfect beach drink is maybe like a little whiskey with coconut water. I think it's perfect. It leaves you kind of mellow and you can enjoy the sun. Coconut water is refreshing. Well, let me see if I can answer another one for you. How far in the ocean do you like to stay? I like to go pretty far. It's fun. I used to be on a swim team, so I like to. It's a little bit different, a lot different, swimming in the ocean from swimming in a pool. But it's good to challenge ourselves to see how far we're comfortable going. These are guys. If anybody's in Rio, make sure you go to Fornalha. It's in Copacabana. They have the best coxinhas I've ever eaten. This time I ate 5 in one of these. Oof, I don't know how to say cheese. I'm going to call it a cheesy snack, but it's an enrolado de queijo. I'm calling it a cheesy snack, though, for the non-Brazilians. Our challenge is Beach Advisor. So this is a great activity you can do for anything. You will be doing it this week for the beach. So imagine you beat a beach you have been to and write a little review. Imagine you are writing for TripAdvisor. What would you write? Would you recommend it? Who would you recommend it to? Is it a family beach? Is it a single person's beach? Um, who would you not recommend it? What should you be careful about? What did you learn on your trip? Oh, there's a great hotel here. Make sure to try the coxinhas from this place. And here's the Fornalha team. This is Mr. Paulo. He hosted us, him and his wife, Miss Julia, his fiancee, Miss Julia. And extra credit. I'm not going to go to the bottom of the PDF. What does SCUBA mean? It is an acronym. I will let you go figure it out. And here is the big list that my students made. So after you have, I'm going to move this so you can't see it. So after you have written your 2 minutes of beach activities, check to see who else agrees with you. Team, that's it. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in class.